Hello Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to April 2021. I am the Madame President of the Artigan, the website and Patreon where you can find daily, weekly, and monthly readings for all 12 zodiac signs, as well as psychic, tarot, and astrology classes. Natalie, spelled Natalee. I am so excited to dig into these little Scooby snacks, this little broad overview of the month, because it's a special month. It's a very big month for 2021. Let's dig into the overall energy of April 2021. We have two glorious lunations in very different ways. They are glorious in very different ways. We have the new moon, the Aries new moon on April 11th, and then we have the Scorpio full moon on Monday, April 26th. So both these lunations are very, very different, and they're very consequential, both of them. And in between all of that, we have a lot of ingresses. We have Mercury just on the move, just speeding through Aries. So Mercury will actually make two different ingresses into Aries and in Taurus this month. We have Venus entering Taurus this month, and then we have the Sun moving into Taurus, as well as Mars moving into Cancer. All of the planets are direct, really setting the stage for what we're going to really be focused on and what's going to be the meat of the rest of the year. So, okay, I'm going to talk about these lunations as well as aspects. And so for those of you new to astrology or new to my astrology, aspects, the way I explain it, aspects are lines of force between two centers of energy. So in this case, planets, because I'm a source of energy, you're a source of energy, the planets are sources of energy. Between the sources of energy, the planets, in the magnetic field of the individual. So your natal chart is sort of a map of how your energies run. It doesn't tell us what your free will does with those energies, but it tells us what's going on inside of you and what you've got to work with. Likewise, when I talk about April ahead, I'm talking about the energies that we have to work with, because energies are not good or bad. Aspects are not good or bad. They're there for what we choose to use them for. And once we activate energy, we're constantly writing karma. And this is what I mean when I say that on my channel. Once we activate energy, we come up against the law of cause and effect. That's the karma. And we must abide by the results. So ignorance of universal law does not excuse us from the penalties. And so that's why I'm here to help everyone along and make the most of it, make the absolute best of what we have. And so, like I said, if you like to do some of this yourself, I do psychic classes where you can learn telekinesis, you can learn about marshaling these energies that you have to work with. If you want to learn about what energies do you have to work with in your natal chart, you can log on to the astrology lessons, Astrology 101 on the Patreon. And then if you want to learn about, it is a little bit like what's coming up as far as the tarot is concerned. The tarot helps us understand what's happening on all of the different levels of existence and deeper and more material and esoteric understanding, kind of all wrapped up in one. So if you want to help connect yourself to your own energies, the tarot classes are going to be really, really helpful for you, because you are channeling those energies and they come out in the tarot. So, okay, back to April 2021. So beginning the month, we're still coming off of the March full moon in Libra, and that was a painful one because of Chiron being opposed to Venus and Chiron in Aries. That's when the moon is full, is the big reveal. So something should have been, as you're moving into April, something is very clear. Something has been made clear as a bell. What is not working? What is painful? What is a source of shame or guilt or fear or insecurity? So when you go into April, you are more equipped to change it, to make some changes, do things a little bit differently here, okay? Saturday, April 3rd is when we have Mercury ingressing into Aries, and thank goodness, because this is kicking off a lot. So from the 1st to the 14th, we have the Sun in Aries conjuncting Venus in Aries and sextiling Mars in Gemini. So when Mercury moves into Aries on Saturday, you can probably feel a shift as early as then. This is forming a mutual reception. So this is between Mercury in Aries and then Mars in Gemini. This is creating a very dynamic and harmonious energy that is conducive to helping you. So from the 1st to the 14th of April, you can expect a lot of support, like super support, a lot of support for doing something in this Arian area of your life. From the 7th moving forward, we have Mars in Aries sextiling Jupiter in Aquarius. So anything that you want to update, anything that you want to, it can be really refreshing and really reinvigorating for some of you if it's a relationship. From the 7th to the 16th of April, we have the Sun in Aries sextiling Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. This is telling me that if you are working on a relationship, like a marriage or a business partnership, or if you are starting new collaborations, this is going to be very successful. From the 7th to the 16th, not just in those dates, but this is like a supercharged super boost. There's a new direction that you're pointing towards, and you can see resources appearing that can give structure to this new thing, this new refreshing great thing that you're doing. From the 4th to the 19th is when Mercury is going to be in Aries, and I'm telling you, zipping through Aries, because then Mercury will move on into Taurus. But from the 4th to the 19th, this is very mentally energizing, positive news, great for ideas, great for communicating, great for any kind of communicative endeavors or communicative exchanges or sales or anything of that sort. That brings us finally to the new moon. So the first 10 days, we're still on that full moon energy. But on the 11th and as early as the 8th of April, we're in the new moon energy. And this new moon of April 11th features the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Chiron, and Venus all in Aries. That's like a super duper stellium in Aries. So really look to this area of your life, this part of your chart. Actually, Aries and Scorpio and Mars are the very dominating energies of April. So we have this new moon, and what I'm getting from this, and I go live on all of the new and full moons, so hop on and join us on the live stream, and I go into a nice, beautiful little psychic astrology presentation, and then I jump over to the Patreon afterwards, and I do a sign-by-sign breakdown of an interpretation of what this means for every single sign, and then we even do tarot for every single sign. So on the 11th, around that time, a few days before, and then for those 2 weeks after, you're in this new moon influence. It's dark. The Sun and the Moon are together. What I'm getting from this is a lot of power operating from a concentrated massing of energy in this Aries area of your life. There's incredible growth in these areas. There's incredible growth in these areas from about April 8th to the 26th. It's very, very harmonious. Anything that you want to pioneer, anything that you want to initiate, relationships, business, creative projects, anything at all, a new mindset for yourself, a new health regime, a new workout routine, anything new, anything brave, anything courageous, anything pioneering, anything where you're the first as well. It could be really well from that middle of the month. And then, this is really, one last thing about the new moon, that this is super duper powerful, right? It's a new chapter of your life. It's a whole new chapter, and it will be a 6-month influence. You have the first 2 weeks to really push hard and to really make big gains and to really set that stage. So anything new, anything outgoing, that's a great time for it. And there is something transformative about that new moon, and I'll get into that when I do the live stream on April 11th. From about the 14th to the end of the month is when we have Venus in Taurus, and this is like a burst of joy. Venus is gaining some dignity. This is very sensory. So things could be physically feeling really, really good or a lot better. You could feel so relieved and so like happy with whatever this is. So, you know, maybe you had a partner that was in the hospital and you guys couldn't be like physically intimate, and then now they're back home and now it's like, oh my God, my skin is alive again, you know, whatever it is. It's very grounding as well. So it's very sensory. It's very, very joyous. And something about it makes you feel very grounded, settled, confident in that secure way. It's like very, very, very secure. Whatever you're getting, whatever you're feeling the love from, it's making you feel very, very secure and very, very loved. So that's cool. And then on the 19th is when we have Mercury and the Sun in Taurus. So as April moves on, we're going to be moving into Taurus season. So really, this middle of the month, from the 8th, and then that Aries New Moon, the 11th, till about the 19th, 20th, that's really going to be this big push. Things can be moving really, really fast, and it's very exciting. So go with it. Just ride that roller coaster. But it'll be something you're initiating. There's something that's trying to like really get started in your life. So you're ready for it. Whatever it is, you're ready for it. From the 23rd till about June 11th, we have Mars in Cancer. And this is very triggering. This is like your adrenal glands. You know, other people can be sort of touchy. They can be sort of like sensitive. Mars in Cancer for me is like angry tears. So unless it's like part of your job, just be careful. Be careful, you know, who you're working with and your family and friends and because people might just be a little bit touchy. People might be really emotionally. Now it's great for emotional work. It's great for anything that you want to just dive into and commit to emotionally. Anything that you are passionate about. It's really, really good for that. So that's the 23rd. That takes us to the 27th, the full moon in Scorpio. And guys, I'm not going to lie, it's gnarly. This is seriously like a very, very gnarly full moon. It's a very, very gnarly full moon. And what I mean by that is that there's a massive T-square. This T-square is releasing energy destructive to form. So this Aries New Moon on April 11th is about creation and starting something new, the new chapter, and building and like pioneering. And the Scorpio full moon is about releasing anything that is destructive to that form, destructive to form that's been locked up. So there's energy that's been locked up that's not really letting you progress and grow and move on. And at this Scorpio full moon at the end of the month, you're releasing it. Okay, now though I put that like very specifically, your opportunity for this could be coming through a crisis that you could not have possibly imagined. It doesn't have to be a crisis. It does not have to be a crisis, but it will be decision-making time. It will be pressure to make a choice. So does that need to be a crisis in the health of you or in someone you love? Does I'd get a little bit more specific when I do the sign by signs, but ultimately this is not really going to be something that you will anticipate or see coming. That's the definition of a surprise, is that you just don't know it. You can't see it coming. So that's what that's going to be on the Scorpio full moon. Okay. So that really takes us to the end of the month. Let's go ahead and jump into all of the 12 signs. Hello, Aries. Welcome to April 2021. Happy birthday. Hopefully, you guys have gotten through that end of March full moon in Libra, which was very, very painful for you in bringing to light some deep internal pain in yourself or in your relationships and your connections and partnerships. The bright side of that is that you do see what needs to change. You do see what's not working. You are able to clearly identify that pain and really pin it down into something. As you move into April, we have Mercury entering your sign on the 3rd. And this is nice because you have been getting so many downloads, and there's been a lot going on inside, psychologically, internally, where now from the 3rd to the 19th is when you will be more confident in vocalizing some of the things that have been going on in your head and in your heart. So that'll be nice. That'll be really, really enjoyable. Now, we do have the new moon in your sign on the 11th, and this is a super boost for you, because you get to make major progress in any area of life. The rest of us have this Aries new moon happening in one big area of our life, and like that's where the energy's going, and that's what we have to give form to, and that is what we have to build upon. But for you, it's your first house. So you get to choose what that is. You get to choose a personal passion project. You get to choose what's important to you and what you're gonna actually build and give form to. Whether that's a relationship, a personal development thing, a business, what have you. So you have 2 weeks to push hard. It is going to be a 6-month influence. Now, this new moon is being transformed by Pluto, so there may still be authority figures or an internal authority issue that you've got to work through that's going to potentially challenge this new beginning for you. But ultimately, it's transforming you so that you can grow, out of anything that's been holding you back, anything at all. And so on the 26th is the full moon in Scorpio. Now, your ruler, Mars, also rules Scorpio. So what does this mean? For you, this is happening in your 8th house of secrets, of other people's resources, other people's money. And it's a big one because it's forming this T-square of energy with all these planets in Taurus, your 2nd house of value systems and finances, and then to Saturn in your friendship house. So there could be a massive... The only thing about this is that we won't know exactly how it's going to manifest because of Uranus involved, highly involved in this full moon lunation. So Aries, you won't really know what's going to come up. All you can put money aside, first of all. First of all, put money aside, and then second of all, I would say kind of gird your loins, because the way this is manifesting is like you've got to release something. The pressure is on to either release a friendship or release an association with people that are marginalizing you in some way, shape, or form. And I will get into more of the specifics in the extended. The link is down below. So if you'd like to hear more about the ingresses and the specific days, the dates that I have picked out for you, and the rest of these lunations, log on below to the Patreon. You can try it for a month and toggle out, or you can purchase the extended in the link below as well. I'm putting them all up on the website. So I'll see you over there. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to April 2021. So we start the month in a very exciting position for you. On a Saturday, April 3rd, Mercury shifts gears into Aries, and Mercury will only be in Aries until the 19th, very, like barely 2 weeks before zoom into your sign of Taurus. So the work that you're doing mentally, internally, behind the scenes, the chatter going on in your mind and what you're thinking about psychologically going through, it's picking up speed, and you're going to be doing so much behind the scenes, because on the 11th is when you have the Aries new moon in your 12th house of secrets, sorrow, self-undoing, self-sabotaging behaviors. I promise there's so much to look forward to. I really, really do. This is a major new beginning for you in terms of getting rid of the things that have been holding you back in life, psychologically or otherwise. Letting go of family karma, letting go of fears, letting go of attachments that are not serving you, letting go of anything that's not serving you, and also becoming aware of what you're doing that is hurting you, what you are, the way you're thinking, the way you're doing life, the way you are behaving and moving in the world, all of the ways that whatever part of those things are actually acting against you and not working well. This is the beginning. The first 2 weeks, the 11th to the 26th, are going to be a major show where you're kind of going to see it in your life, and you're going to wonder why, or you're going to wonder where did that come from, or you're going to wonder what's going on. And the answer is going to be that it comes from something that you're not seeing about yourself, or something that you don't know, that you put something in that way, or you don't know that you speak this way, or you don't know that, you know, people perceive you this way, or you don't know that you're actually putting this vibe out there, or this energy out there. It's going to be more like that. So that's from the 11th moving forward. There is a challenge to overcome. This is really going to be about taking your power back in a huge way. In a huge way, Taurus. I talk about that more. Actually, I will talk about that more on the live stream. I live stream on YouTube all of the new and full moons. So I will see you guys on the 11th. Bring any questions that you have, and I answer those questions in the chat box. Okay, so the middle of the month is the big chunk where we're all going to get so much done. It's going to be really, really hectic. But by the 26th, on that Scorpio full moon, this is where you are consolidating, Taurus. This is where you are ending relationships. And it may not even be because you want to. The full moon on April 26th is featuring what we call a T-square. And it's a relationship between two centers of energy, and in this case, a third center of energy that is destructive. It's destructive. It is releasing destructive energy. It's a buildup of destructive energy that's time to go. It's time to be released. There's a lot of pressure. It could manifest in a crisis in some way, shape, or form. And because the unexpected element is in your first house, Taurus, it might even be you that is bringing on the crises. It might even be you might be the one that is like shocking people. You might be the one to like you might be the one to actually surprise other people in your life with what you do or what you say or where you're going or what you do with your career or the announcements that you make or the direction of your life that you want to change. So we would prefer it to be that way. You are a fixed sign, so we do know how you feel about change, but use the new moon in Aries on the 11th to really understand yourself, because that's how you empower yourself and gain self-mastery. When your spirit is not the enemy of the flesh, but its driving force, and the flesh is not the enemy of the spirit, but its vehicle. When you understand that concept, everything I teach on my Patreon and my classes, Astrology 101, Tarot Talk with me, and then Practical Magic, all of it has to do with that concept. Self-mastery, because when you can master your physical self and understand yourself in this physical world and understand universal law and have confidence in what you really are, which is not a human being, your spirit encased in the flesh, life changes. Life changes for the better forever. So that's what I want for everyone. But I mean, for you, Taurus, you can make some really big gains, and it's going to feel crunchy, but you're having the experiences that you need to have for your soul to evolve and to grow and to learn. That's what initiation means, is when you get knowledge. It's not hazing, it's not abuse or whatever people are doing nowadays. It's when you learn. That is the initiation. So, okay. Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your April 2021. Oh boy. Okay, well, this is exciting for you, Gemmies, because on Saturday, April 3rd, we have Mercury entering into Aries. And for you, that's your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, as well as your future goals and plans and the plans you want to make for your future. Mercury is creating this mutual reception with Mars in Gemini. So your ruler working really great with Mars. So you specifically, let me lead you into the 11th. On the 11th, you have the new moon in Aries in the same area of your life, Gemini. So you are giving this huge new super boost, supercharge to either friendships, a new friend, new friendships, new groups of people, humanitarian endeavors, working with charities. You can start working with a charity at this time or anything like that. You can also be fired up to kind of like create a new life for yourself, or take your life in a new direction, or plan for your retirement, or, you know, take like a next really big step in your life. So, but like you could be making the plans for it. You can also be working to make it a reality. But either way, you're going to be really focused for the 2 weeks, those 2 weeks, the 11th to the 26th. That's your focus. That is your, there's going to be a challenge. And I'll talk about that in the monthly, either on Patreon or for single purchase at the link below on the website, either or. But by the time the Scorpio full moon hits your 6th house on the 26th, it's actually going to bring a health issue to head for you, Gemini. So be really careful about taking care of yourself and taking care of your health, because the full moon on the 26th for you in particular, Gemini, is going to create a crisis. And I don't want it to be a health crisis, obviously, but it's going to shed some light on how your psychology or your family karma or your self-sabotaging behaviors are sabotaging you and creating like improper health. The body is like the last terminal for things to get worked out. When we can work things out mentally and spiritually, they need not manifest on the physical level. But when things do manifest in that physical level, that's like the end. So if there's anything going on physically with you, health-wise, all of the new planets, or all of the planets, are going to be in Taurus by the end of the month. And just that full moon in Scorpio, they're creating a T-square to Saturn in Aquarius. So it's like you have to change your mind. It's weird. It's like there's going to be something unexpected coming up for you. It could either be behind the scenes, behind closed doors, or it could just be hitting you psychologically, where you will be forced to change your mind. You will be forced to change your worldview or your religion or your spirituality. All of the pressure is going to come down. But listen, this is going to serve you. This is going to release destructive energy that you have had locked up in your system, locked up in your karma, in your psychology, in your subconscious, that's been destructive to you forming, destructive to you creating this life, right? So it's almost like you're just, as you go into April, you're coming off of the Libra full moon, but around the 8th, from the 8th to like the 26th of April, it's like you're focusing on the future and your goals or your friendships, and like maybe advertising for your career or support campaigns for your career. And then you come into this huge stop sign, and it's either a health crisis or like a nervous breakdown or a mental breakdown or something that you just like have to look at, and you have to change your mind about something. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to like scare you. I don't want to like scare you. I get into it deeper into the full-fledged monthly report for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. So I'm making it available for single purchase on the Artigan, or if you want to try Patreon for a month and then toggle down or just hop off, it'll be included in the Patreon, as well as access to all of the other monthlies and everything. Okay. Ooh. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to April 2021. Okay, I'm really excited for you. I really, truly am. As we begin the month, you're still coming out of the Libra full moon. However, on the 3rd of April, we have Mercury entering Aries, and this is creating a mutual reception with Mars and Gemini. So this means that they are just empowering each other. They're harmonizing with each other. They are supporting each other greatly. So for you, that's your 12th house of secret sorrow, self-undoing, self-sabotaging behavior, anything happening behind the scenes, as well as your career. So this could be that you have a supporter from behind the scenes. There's someone like a flesh-bodied angel helping you in your career or protecting you, or you may be talking to powerful people behind the scenes and there's things able to move forward. There's more mental confidence. So it's really, really great. That takes us into the 11th on the new moon in Aries. Speaking of which, there's a new beginning, either in your sense of personal authority, Cancer, or you could be getting a promotion, starting a new job, collaborating with someone. And this could all still be behind the scenes until Mars moves into Cancer on the 23rd. We'll see. But this is a huge new start for you. A huge new start. Anything, Cancer, that you can be like the leader of or pioneer. You may even be reinvigorating your industry or your profession on a whole, or just how you show up in your career, how you show up in your family, in your personal authority, in whatever you're taking responsibility for in your life. There's a fantastically powerful, fresh support, fresh new start. It's really, really, give me a second here. It's a new chapter. It's a new chapter. There's a new direction that you could even be taking in your career. So really look forward to that. It's very, very supported. And there does seem to be a little bit of either a challenge or some, I don't want to say they're restrictions, but they're more like you're empowered to do this, but XYZ. And I'll talk about that more in the more expanded report. That takes us to the full moon at the end of the month. So for those 2 weeks from the 11th to the 26th, it's going to be fast moving, a lot of talk, a lot of communication, a lot of work, a lot of energy in that career. And so there's something that you are doing, pioneering, that is very healing to any self-confidence issues that you may have had. But it is determining your place in the world, and it is showing you. You may even be like celebrating how far you've come and how difficult it's been, especially if it's been like very, very, very difficult last 6 months, which it has been. So by the time you get to the 26th of this Scorpio full moon, now there's a big surprise. Now it gets a little crunchy. And for you, it's your 5th house of children, love, romance, dating, falling in love, falling in lust, small animals, pets, hobbies, gambling, whatever is pleasurable to you. Okay, Cancer. And this is all of the Taurus energy in your 11th house is what supports your career. So there's something being released here. There's destructive energy that's been locked up in your life or in your person that needs to be released in order for form to continuing to be formed, and in order for growth to continue to happen. So this is kind of all bearing down on this 8th house of the give and take. So this could see you having to face an issue with a financial institution, having to face creditors or debts, karmic or financial or otherwise. But it does look like there's something going on with I'm not sure if this could be someone you're dating, that you two have to make a decision about where this goes next. But it looks like there's something out of the blue that just something you just could not have possibly expected, or it's a huge surprise. There's a huge surprise coming, and it could be from a child, a lover, someone you're dating. It could be from a friend group or association as well. It could be from the internet, but it's going to force a decision on your part of what to do in terms of like how much are you going to give and receive, or what you're going to share, what you're going to split between you and someone else, or between you and an institution. I'm going to get into more of the specifics and the transits throughout the month in the expanded report. I am making it available for single purchase on theartigan.com, or if you want to hop on Patreon, it's included in the Patreon. I think it's the Knights tier. And that includes a whole bunch more, including daily and weekly readings and reports. So, hello, Leo. Welcome to April 2021 Sun Moon Risings. So this is a big month. This is a lot of forward momentum. Okay. Now on the 3rd, I'm jumping right into this here. On the 3rd of April, on Saturday, we have Mercury moving into Aries, and this is creating mutual reception with Mars in Gemini. So here we go. For you, Leo, this is like, now Mercury is going to spend like a very short amount of time in Aries. And so for you, this is your 9th house of broadening your horizons, really seriously considering things outside of what is comfortable for you to consider. I am picking up, psychically, I picked up, I think last week or the week before, sexuality. So don't be afraid to explore that. Don't be afraid to explore sexuality fluidly. Fluid. I know those words might like irritate you, but I mean, hey, they work. So, it doesn't have to be that. It could still just be it, but I feel like it's going to be considering something that you just weren't wanting to consider. You just were really resistant to considering, as far as a potentiality for your life, or as far as manifesting, as far as spiritual, anything belief system centered. It could be travel. I don't think that's very likely. I feel like this is definitely much more internal. Anyway, working really well with Mars in Gemini in your 11th house. So it could even be friends, groups that you're a part of, associations that are stimulating a lot of huge growth for you. So I would say make new friends, reach out to people. You fixed sign people, I swear. Like you, okay, I'm not like bashing on you or anything. I'm just saying that you guys kind of expect people to come to you. And maybe that's a fixed sign thing. Maybe it's a Leo thing. But you want to, if you're interested, if you are curious, Mars and Gemini, just reach out. Send a text. Send a message. Just put the feeler out there. Okay, so there's that. On the 11th, we have the new moon in the same area of your life, in the same area of expansion, horizons. What's out there? Well, this could be all about aliens. You could be so like resistant to thinking that aliens are real, and then like something happens and that's like, oh my God, or you know what I'm saying? Like it could be anything, but there's this huge new beginning, and it's powerful. Let me put it that way. For you, Leo, like this is so powerful. The more you broaden that horizon, the more you push those edges of your consideration, the more powerful you will become. Look at it that way. So Mars in Gemini in that 11th house, you will want to do it. I swear, just do it. Just reach out. Just reach out, because every person is a path. And if you see a person and you can imagine a path with them, whether that's friendship, romantic or otherwise, or family or whatever, go down that path. But that path isn't going to just come up to your door and just roll out that red carpet. I'm sorry, Leo, the lions, it's not. Mars is in Gemini. You want to be the one to reach out. Tap. And you will become more powerful, because you guys can be like shouters, like Leos. Oh, like all the Leos I know, all of my Leos are. I'm like, shh. They're like, am I shouting? You guys have no idea when you're shouting. So I love you to pieces. I love the Leos in my life. I love you guys. Okay. Big old putty cats. So. Oh, the Scorpio full moon, almost forgot. The Scorpio full moon for you is your 4th house of home, base of operations, foundations. The foundations. Now, here's the thing. This is a full moon. This for you specifically, because you're a fixed sign. This is a super gnarly one. This is a gnarly end of month for all of us. But for you, it's going to be especially gnarly, because it's all going to come down on partnerships and relationships. This is a release point for you, Leo. This is a release point to let go of any energies that are destructive to forming great new big things in your life that's been locked up in your body, locked up in your energy system, locked up in your electromagnetic field. Okay? So what's interesting is that authorities or masculines or your work or career seem to be extremely involved, volatile even. So it could be your father, your boss, a prominent masculine in your life does something totally out of the blue, just really, really shocks you. It could be you that's doing this as well, but it could easily, we just don't know. I get into it a little bit more in the monthly extended report. I'm making it available for single purchase on theartegan.com, or if you want to try Patreon for a month, you can hop on, hop off, toggle up, toggle on, whatever. But the pressure is coming down onto like your relationships, these paths in your life that you're choosing. And like, why are you choosing certain people around you? Is it ego? They make you feel good? Or is it for your growth? Because you can see someone and know that like, wow, they make me a little uncomfortable, but I know that's good for me because I know I want to grow. Or is it because of attraction and vanity? Or what is it? Like all the people in your life, like why am I choosing for them to be there? And why are they choosing me? Are they choosing me because of what I do for them? Or do they actually like my personality? Are they choosing me because of the financial opportunities I provide them, or for the entertainment that I provide them, or for the whatever I provide them? Or are they really appreciating who I am? It's all going to come down for you at the end of the month. All right. I love you guys. Have a great month, Leos. Hello, Virgos, Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to your April 2021. So let's just dive right into this. On the 3rd, on Saturday, we have Mercury moving into Aries, and this is creating a mutual reception with Mars and Gemini. For you, my dear Virgs, this is your 8th house, working really, really well with your 10th house. So there's something coming in. You can expect, maybe even Friday the 2nd, you can expect something really, it's like really good news. You can get funding for a project. You could get a new client. There's like a huge wealth of resources or a line of credit or something opening up to you. And it has to do with the career. It has to do with what you're doing there. So that's working really, really, really well. On the 11th, and I'm just going to talk about the lunations here on the little Scooby Snack YouTube version. I get into the deeper nitty gritty on the Patreon. If you guys want the nights tier and just try it out and see the daily and the weekly content as well, or I'm going to make this available for single purchase on the website, theartegan.com. So for the 2 weeks, this is power operating from that concentrated massing of energy in your 8th house. So not only is this like money and resources and lines of credit, but this is also your seat of power. This is the secrets, Virgo. So there could be major secrets that need to be outed at this time. There can be things that you need to own up to. There can be power, I don't want to say power struggle, but there could be a power issue within yourself. So if you are feeling like someone is engaging in a power struggle with you, double check yourself, Virgo, because it might just be you. It might just be that you have a jealousy issue, or that you have whatever power issue that you may be projecting onto this person that doesn't actually exist. So the great thing is that you are very empowered to conquer this and to harness this energy, because there's incredible growth in this area from April 8th to the 26th, and it is harmonious. So there's a transformative energy here creatively for you, and I'll get into that in the extended. Now, moving into the end of that takes us from the 8th to the 26th. So the 26th of the month with the full moon in Scorpio, Virgo, that's your 3rd house. So there's a major crisis taking place of something that you've got to say or get off your chest. You got to cough it up. It's opposing all of this very unpredictable energy in Taurus, which is your beliefs. So there could be a crisis in your personal beliefs, in your spiritual beliefs, in your mental beliefs. You could be really pressured to let go of some former mentality, Virgo, that you're not comfortable with letting go of, but like life and everything is moving you along to let go of this outdated belief system, or to let go of thinking about life a certain way, or thinking about your life in a certain way. And Here's the thing is that letting go of this will be healthy for you. You've got to let this go in order to be healthy. That's how it's showing up astrologically. This is it's a kind of a crisis point. You, at the very least, you will be pressured to make a decision. And it's to release energy that is destructive to form, that's been locked up in your system, locked up in your electromagnetic field, locked up in your personality, locked up specifically for you, Virgo, in your mind. There's been something very limiting in your mind and how you're thinking and what you're thinking about, who you're thinking about, like the very neuronal pathways of your brain that need to be rewired. So lean into that. I mean, I'm saying lean into it. I'm trying to like help brace you for this. This could be like a mental breakdown. This could be a nervous breakdown. It could be a crisis in your beliefs, a crisis in your spirituality. You could see something that just totally freaks you out and forces you to change what you thought. This was never possible. This was never possible. Boom, it's happening. And so you you have no choice but to change it. It's kind of like that. But look forward to getting through this because, like I said, you're going to come out the other side and it's going to be very physically healthy for you. And it'll be giving you a lot of great structure for your day. So it'll just look forward to it. It's going to be good. Okay? Hello, Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising. Welcome to April 2021. And so for you, my dears, this is another... Okay, so let's just jump right in. So on Saturday, the 3rd, of April, we have Mercury moving into Aries. This is your 7th house of relationships, all forms of relationships. This is creating mutual reception with Mars and Gemini. So there's something, I like this for you because this is like a partner can be helping you expand your, I don't want to say expand your horizons. That's true, but it's more like it's expanding what you even thought was possible or what you think is possible. Or it's like changing your mind about the world around you, your life, what's possible for your life, and vice versa. That the more you grow, the more you push on those boundaries of what you believe is possible, Libra, the better it is for your relationships. So don't be quick to make judgments. Don't be quick to, this is it and this is how it's got to be. Like it'll help your relationships, and those relationships, the good ones that are helping expand they're gonna help each other out. Now, for some of you, this can definitely be the total reverse where people are argumentative and you're arguing with people. So if people are pessimistic, that's a red flag. Okay, if people are very pessimistic and that's how that's going to work. So that takes us to the new moon on the 11th of April. And for you, this is a huge, huge new beginning, Libra, in the realm of your partnerships. You've got to do it differently. You've got to do it differently. And specifically, giving and receiving love and affection has to be done differently this whole year. So that could be with your children, that could be with people that you're dating, but it's got to be different. And this new moon on the 11th is it's very, very powerful, and it's operating from this massing of energy in the realm of your partnership. So this could be like a partner that you have comes into a lot of power, comes into their own, comes into their maturation process. They are staking their claim. They are defining themselves to you, and you have to support that and you have to respect that, and or vice versa, where you in your personal relationships you're doing that differently, where you are, this will be the best, Libra, if you are pioneering a new you to show up in your relationships. If you redesign in your mind how you want to be different in your relationships and how you want to show up differently in your relationships, this is the time from the 8th to the 26th to really give form to that, because there's a lot of energy there, and it will absolutely transform your relationships, and those relationships with people that are specifically Aryan, where they are bold, courageous, outgoing. Whoever's like that in your life can be really supportive to you as well. They could serve as a really great form of support, and you could really balance each other out. So you have that amount of time to really really experience growth in your personal one-on-one connections, in your personal one-on-one relationships from the 8th to the 26th. On the 26th, that brings us to the Scorpio full moon. And for you, Libs, that's your second house of finances. Now, put money away, save it, save money now. I'm trying to help you because there's a crisis coming, okay? It doesn't have to be like a negative crisis. It could be a happy crisis, but you will very likely be probably spending money unexpectedly. There will probably be an expense related to your children, your romantic partner, or a hobby, a creative passion of yours. It will come out of the blue. It will be very surprising. So I'm going to get into it a little bit more in the monthly report, but just know that it's just going to be unexpected, and it's going to have to do with not just like the money that you spend, but your partner's money. So this could be a crisis point. This could be like an impasse because no one's going to want to budge at this full moon on the 26th in Scorpio. No one's going to want to budge. This is that bit. That's gnarly. So if you are, for instance, in a conflict with your child's mother or father regarding who's going to pay for what, it could so perfectly be something like that comes up. And you're going to have to make a decision. So if it's not a crisis point, you will absolutely be pressured to make a decision about how much you're going to spend or what you're financially going to commit to this lover or this creative passion or this child. And it's going to be pretty gnarly because there's just going to be something. And for you, it could absolutely trigger, or it could be the reverse where you just are triggered because of things that are happening. Issues of jealousy, issues of fear and power and control. And you may feel like you need to spend this money in order to keep someone close to you, or in order to keep control of the situation. So be careful all the way around. Just be careful of all of that. And if you're interested in the path of self-mastery, that's what my channel and the Artigan and my Patreon, it's all about. So check it out. I do classes every single month: Astrology 101, Tarot Talk with me, and then Practical Magic, where we learn telekinesis and practice psychokinesis and do all kinds of really fun stuff. So check it out if that's your bag. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I love you, Libs. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your April 2021. So we have on Saturday the 3rd, Mercury ingressing into Aries, forming mutual reception with Mars and Gemini, your 8th house of secrets, sex, jealousy, power issues, power struggles. Now, what's great about this for you is that they are supporting each other very harmoniously. So what this is saying is that if you've been looking for funding, if you've been looking for support, if you've been looking for someone else to release their resources for a job, for something you're doing every day, or even just getting healthier in your daily routine, Saturday moving forward, you can definitely expect to hear some really great news. Maybe even Friday if it's finishing up some of this Pisces energy. So from the 1st to the 14th, we have the Sun conjuncting Venus in that 6th house of work for you. So you're doing this differently. You're getting a lot of support. You're refreshing this area of your life. There's a new direction that you're taking. So it could be that you're taking on a new work project or a new health routine, and you have this entire month to make a lot of great progress. On the 11th is the new moon in this area of your life. So it's powerful, Scorpio. It's very, very powerful. It's power operating from this concentrated massing of energy. So anything that you can do to be the leader or the pioneer, or to do something different, or strike out on your own, or initiate some new, like I said, either a new health routine, workout routine, or work project. If you are this could be if you are in a position to hire someone, this person to work for you, they like need zero hand holding. They're very ambitious. They're very entrepreneurial. They're like very much the leadership. They're like natural born leaders. So you could find good help at this time from, I would say, as early as the 8th of April. maybe even as early as the 3rd. But like I said, there could be the support coming in from outside sources where you're getting funding or you're getting support in some way, shape, or form. And there is something really helpful and transformative about this new beginning for you, Scorpio. This is like, it's like you're doing your whole day differently. And it could be because of someone new you're hiring, or it could be because of a new work project that you're starting. But there's this huge invigoration happening in your life, and it's very, very healthy for you. So put the energy there, because that's where the energy is flowing. Very, very harmonious. So if you are taking on any new people or any new projects or any work projects, it's going to be very, very harmonious. And it's going to go really, really, really well. And it's very, like I said, very invigorating. There's somewhere for you to put all of your passionate energy. That takes us to, and that's April 8th to the 26th. That takes us to the 26th. Happy Scorpio full moon. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, but for real, it's going to be very, I'm saying gnarly. That's the word I'm using. It's happening in your sign, Scorpio. So what's happening is a release of energy that's destructive to form. Like you're starting something huge in the middle of, and like not even the middle, in the beginning, like the 8th, as early as the 8th of April, maybe even as early as the 3rd, but definitely you're going to be feeling it or really, really initiating it, really, really starting it as early as the 8th of April, in that work area of your life, in the health area of your life. And so by the time the full moon rolls around, you've already put 2 weeks worth of like, you're just like really into it. And then all of a sudden there's something you have to deal with between you and another person, you in a relationship. And all of a sudden you have to make a decision about, for you, it has something to do with your home, your family, your living space, it could be like your physical home, but there's something happening. It's like your partner could surprise you. That's where the surprise is. That's where the shock for everybody, for everyone, Scorpio, this full moon at the end of the month is going to bring a wild card. There's something unexpected going to be happening for every single one of us in some area of our life. And for you, it's really you in a relationship, you and another person. And it's going to put the pressure on you to make a big decision regarding how you live or where you live or who you live with or what you're committing to or what you are caring about foundationally, what you want to be part of your foundation, what you care about building in your foundation with another person. So it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be bad. This can be a very happy surprise. So keep your little spidey senses, keep your little spidey senses open for it. And look forward to the release. Look forward to this being a release of energy that's just been really stuck. It's almost like Scorpio, like you haven't been able to move forward in a relationship or move forward in relationships, or maybe just this relationship. And then this full moon comes along and it's like there's something that comes up between you and this person that you both have to deal with that obliterates that blockage. And it just gets rid of that blockage. It gets rid of that destructive energy that's been locked up in you. So look forward to the release, look forward to the relief. And no matter what, I can see it here, no matter what, you're going to work it out, you're going to deal with it, and you're going to be really energized to deal with it. Like whatever does come up for you, Scorpio, you are going to be 7, 8, 9, 5. You're actually going to be you're going to dive into it. It's not going to be something that you want to run away from or that you will be tempted to run away from. It's going to be big and surprising and it's going to change a lot, but you're going to really like jump into it. You're going to really face it head on and you're going to do your scorpionic thing. So I'm not worried about you at all. You're going to be okay. Okay, I get into it even more in the nitty gritty and the detail in the extended link below on the Artigan, or if you want to try Patreon for a month, toggle up, toggle down, hop on, hop off, as you like. Have a great April, Scorps. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your April 2021. So, as we start the month, we have on April 3rd, Saturday, we have Mercury entering the sign of Aries. And for you, my dear, that's your 5th house. Forming a mutual reception with Mars in Gemini, your 7th house. Honestly, Saggies, I feel like as early as the 3rd, but definitely you should be feeling it from the 8th, bringing us into the new moon happening in Aries on April 11th to the 26th. Your focus is really going to be about love, romance, children, creative passion projects, hobbies, gambling, whatever makes you like so blissfully happy. I feel like this is going to be such a happy time period for you, Sag. And this is because, first of all, the mutual reception is very supportive of each other. They're very, conversations with your partner, whether you are collaborating on something creatively or whether this is just enjoying dating, or whether this is you and your child, or whether this, whatever form this is taking, you are so happy. And I see it just being very harmonious for you. And by the time you get to the Aries New Moon on the 11th, this is a powerful, you're ready for this fresh new start of your creative self, your creative self-expression. You could get like a genius idea. You could get a bold, brand new idea for what you want to create, whether that's a blog, a website, an Instagram account, or a short film or a painting, or, it doesn't have to be, it's not all about love and romance and dating. It can be, but it could also just be any way that you want to express yourself, any way that you want to take something inside of yourself, immaterial, and bring it into physical creation. That's what I'm talking about here. So whatever it is, I would say gear up for it. Like, you're going to be inspired. Like, I would be very surprised if it just came and went and you just didn't create anything. I'd let us know how this goes in the comments below. But there's a huge new super boost for you, Sagittarius, in the realm of that personal self-expression and creativity. And you have that available to you from as early as April 8th to the 26th. It's very harmonious for love, falling in love, creating love, making love, children, self-expression, creative projects, passion projects, anything of that sort. So by the time you get to the full moon on the 26th of April, this one's gnarly. This one's very gnarly, especially because it's happening in your 12th house of secret, sorrow, self-undoing, self-sabotaging behaviors. The full moon's happening in Scorpio, and it is opposing a lot in Taurus. A lot of the stuff in Taurus, which is a health house for you. Now, what's happening here is you're actually releasing some energy. You're releasing energy that is destructive to form, that's been locked up in your electromagnetic field. So it could come up through a crisis. It could come up through, now it could be a little bit of a mental breakdown. It could be some sort of like psychological crisis or an internal crisis, but it's going to be a health crisis. I don't want to say crisis all of the time. It's a health issue. Okay, a health issue is going to come up. So it's almost like you're inspired, you are creative, you're going at 100 miles an hour, and then there's this crash into, now this could simply be burnout. This could definitely just be burnout. But it really does seem to come down to your mind, your mental health specifically. So I would try to head this off. I mean, you really can't, but I would try to head it off early in the month by just every single day prioritizing your mental health first. Every single day, check in with your health, with your mental health, and say, like, how am I thinking? How am I feeling? And if that makes everything take longer, so be it. If that makes you late for engagements or miss events completely, so be it. That's what it means to prioritize your mental health. So be it. Put that first, and that will go a very long way to helping you deal with the 26th and the aftermath, because this is, like I said, it's a very gnarly one, and what comes up you cannot expect. You cannot imagine it. You can't imagine it. So don't get into like anxiety about it. None of us can. Like, this is Uranus involved. Uranus is the only thing in astrology no one can predict. And I have an Iranian chart with my moon in Aquarius. I'm telling you, like, I don't know what I'm going to eat today. I'm just kidding. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to want to eat. I don't know what I'm going to be feeling. I can't, like, every day is different. It's very, even to myself. I have my moon and Mercury in Aquarius. So it's like, I understand it now. Like, I've gotten used to it, and you just go with the flow. So it's going to be difficult to just go with the flow at the end of the month for you. And that's why it's all going to actually bear down on your mind and your mental health. So that's why I'm saying is to try to just prioritize your mental health every day. Okay? Hello, Capricorns. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to April 2021. Whew. So April 3rd, we have Mercury ingressing into Aries, your 4th house of the home. So this is creating mutual reception with Mars in Gemini, which is your 6th house. It's a health house. So as early as Saturday, there can be some positive momentum, harmonious momentum, something really happy coming in for you that it just put a smile on your face. And you have that energy to work with, like, moving forward. So Mercury is not going to stay long in your 4th house. So whatever Mercury is going to do, he's going to get it done really, really, really quick. So expect like a lot of changes, new things happening in your home life. And as early as the 8th of April, that brings us to the new moon in Aries on the 11th of April. This is powerful. This is power operating from a concentrated massing of energy in your home, in your family, in your base of foundations, in yourself, in your own like specific physical energies, how your energies are operating in your own personal electromagnetic field. There's a lot of power here, especially if you work from home, because this is like anything that you want to initiate or start or heal or do or be the pioneer in your family, in your home, or do renovations, anything like that. You have from the 8th of April to the 26th to make such incredible progress. And whatever's going on in your life is going to, I feel like it's going to serve as a great foundation, as a great base of operations. So it's going to be a big boost to your confidence, to your sense of groundedness, your sense of I'm secure here. I feel good here. I feel like I can, stand on this and then reach for the next rung on the ladder of success and make my vision come true, very Capricornian. So it's beautiful. It really is. And what's going to be a challenge for other people, Capricorn, because Pluto is squaring this new moon, for you, it's going to be like butter. It's going to, because you are this Pluto in Capricorn. So it's like you get to steer the changes. You're the godfather with the things and the things. So it's like you're in the best position for the new moon, I would say, because you have Pluto in your sign. Everyone else has to deal with it. Everyone else has to be transformed by it, whereas you're the one doing the transforming. So you are being transformed by this new beginning, and you are transforming something in your home, in your family, in your own energy field. So it's really great. I love that for you. Absolutely gorgeous. And especially if you, like I said, work from home, there could be a lot of new business working from home, or anything that you're doing out of the home. It's really great for entrepreneurial endeavors and anything that you want to launch from your home or from your base of operations. Awesome. Now, that does take us to the full moon on the 26th of April, the Scorpio full moon. Now, for you, it's gnarly for everyone. It's happening in your 11th house of friends, groups, associations, humanitarian endeavors, but also where you are going in your life, your long-term goals, dreams, and ambitions. There's a surprise coming, and really, Capricorns, how do I put this? Use contraceptives, or like if that's part of the plan, or if it's not part of the whatever you're doing, because this could totally be that. because this full moon is opposing all of this Taurus energy. And for you, that's your 5th house. So for you, for everyone, there's going to be pressure and there's going to be a release. I mean, there should be. There needs to be a release of some sort of energy destructive to form that's been locked up in you. And there could be a crisis coming in that you just couldn't imagine. So even though I said that, it might not even be that. So I wouldn't. For some Capricorns, this is a betrayal of a friend. I'm sorry to say that. I hate saying that. But for some Capricorns, it will be. And it would be a friend that you just don't expect. They could do something, say something that you just... It could be that they commit suicide. I mean, it could be something just so you just would have never thought. It's something that you cannot imagine. Now, for you, Capricorn, what it's going to come down to is your personal values and maybe even money. You may need to spend money, or you may need to give money to a friend or reallocate resources of yours to cover a child or a creative project. Or it could be like an abrupt end to an idea you had about your life or where you thought your life was going because of finances, because of a child, because of a pregnancy, because of a creative project. It could be that a project has to end for another one to begin. It could be that you have to switch gears. And what's going to happen is that your personal values, your priorities will be tested at this full moon, and you will have to choose, and it will be a choice. So whatever you choose, it will be a choice. I know it sounds so, but I'm saying that so that you remember that no one is thrusting, well, actually the cosmos is sort of thrusting this onto you, but you chose this. You did, everyone, we all chose all this. So now what is great about this full moon is that you do seem to be diving into dealing with this like head first, and it looks like you do have a partner with you to help you through this. So whether it is financial, whatever it is, you do have a partner, and you are working really, really well with this partner to resolve the situation or to fix it or to do what needs to be done. So it's a good release. It's a really, really great release of energy, and it's clearing the way so that you can actually be more creative and create more for yourself. So, okay. I get deeper into the nitty-gritty of the month in the monthly report. So that's available for single purchase on theartigan.com, or if you want to try Patreon to get the weekly and the daily readings and posts and everything, that is there too. Toggle up, toggle down, hop on, hop off. It's all good with me. And I will see you guys in May, Cappies. Aquarius, welcome, 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 Aquarius, to April 2021. This is the age of Aquarius. Let's see what's going on with you guys. As early as Saturday, we've got something great happening. We've got my cape getting stuck. I'm kidding. No, we have Mercury entering into Aries. And for you, that's your 3rd house of the mind, the intellect, communication, local travel, brothers and sisters, kindred spirits. And this is creating mutual reception with Mars and Gemini in your 5th house. So this is harmonious. They're working really well and supporting each other and being very supportive to each other's goals and dreams and ambitions. So Mercury is giving you mental confidence. Working with Mars and Gemini, there's something happening in your creative realm with your children, with your creative passion projects, with someone you're dating. You're speaking with them in a very harmonious way, and it's very energized. There's great news flowing between you two, or you're writing, you're speaking, you're creating, and it's got something to do with your mind. You're able to get your ideas down on paper. Finally, after having writer's block, whatever it is, you have a lot of momentum this month for that. That takes me to the 11th. On April 11th, there's the Aries New Moon in this area of your life in the 3rd house. So keep an open mind. Keep an open mind, stay curious, because there's this big energy. This is power. This is a lot of power energy. Power operating from, I've been saying it's power operating from a concentrated massing of energy. And for you, Aquarius, I'm getting that this is power operating from, like, specifically your individualism, specifically what makes you unique, specifically where you want to take charge. And I'm not talking mentally, I'm actually talking about what you're getting out on paper, what you're getting out into the world, what you are publishing, what you are posting, what you are communicating to other people. So yes, this is going to be working on that level inside of your mind, inside of your head. You're getting a lot of new ideas. This is definitely, that's where it's originating. But I really feel like for you, this is a whole new clean slate, a whole new chapter, a fresh beginning regarding you communicating with other people and communicating with the world. And you are the ones channeling this new Aquarian age idealism and new concepts. So it is especially important for you, an Aquarian Sun, Moon, Rising at this time, to kind of get this together and get it really nice in ship-shop shape. So there's a little bit of a challenge. I get into that more into the report. I'm making it available for single purchase on theartigan.com, or if you want to try Patreon and get daily and weekly readings and updates, that's cool too. Toggle up, toggle down, hop on, hop off. It's all good with me. But just beware that lean into it. Like I said in the very beginning, keep an open mind, okay? Okay. I'm saying keep an open mind because you don't want to shut things down right away, and you don't want to stay, just because you thought something 10 years ago doesn't mean that you need to keep thinking that thing for the rest of your life. Like, release yourself of identifying with an idea or identifying with a position, and you'll free yourself. You will evolve so much faster that way. You will just move through the energies a lot more fluidly. Okay, so by the time the full moon hits, and that new moon energy is from the 8th to the 26th. So it's like Mercury going in Aries, that's very quick. It's like 2 weeks. So it's like what Mercury is going to get done in this area of your life, he's going to get it done chip, chip, chop, shape. And so, yeah, okay. So by the time the full moon hits the 26th, this is like the crisis point for everyone, for all of us. For you especially, Aquarius, this is gnarly because it's involving your 10th house of work and career, your social status, what services you provide to the world, as well as your fourth house of home. I was actually trying to say home and hearth, so I guess a fourth home doesn't sound so bad. So it's gnarly because it's all the pressure is going to come down on you specifically. There could be a crisis. There can be a crisis at home. There could be a crisis at work. There could be a crisis that makes you have to choose. There's going to be pressure where you have to choose what's important to you. Here's the thing, it's not just what's important to you and what's important to you for the long run, but it is how you are actually growing. How are you actually maturing in your own process of maturation and your own process of individuation? You will be tested to make a decision that reflects that state of growth. Now it's a release point as well. It's releasing energy that's destructive to form, that's been locked up in your body, locked up in your electromagnetic field. So ultimately, you're ready to let this go. You're ready to deal with this and move on and move forward in a more mature state, in a more mature place, in a more mature Aquarian, whatever this is for you, your sun, your rising, or your moon. The need is for you to mature and to lean into it and to outgrow things that have been holding you back, either in the home, in the family, or in the career, or in the work life. It could even be that a job ends, a career ends, and you have to deal with it. You have to pick up these pieces. So there is help though, and I get into that more in the report available for single purchase on theartigan.com or the Patreon. So if that's interesting to you, or if you're interested in doing this yourself and taking some classes, that's all available on the website for individual purchase, theartigan.com, and it's available on the Patreon. So if you do the Patreon, you actually get access to all the previous classes in the tier that you sign up for, or you can just do the one-off, the individual purchase on theartigan.com, whatever floats your boat. Okay, Aquarius, I love you. Take care and have a great April, darlings. Last but not least, Pisces, welcome to April 2021. Okay, so this is big for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. On April 3rd, we have Mercury moving into Aries, your second house of income and values, forming mutual reception with Mars and Gemini, your fourth house of home and hearth. So what I'm getting from this is that there's positive, harmonious flow between your finances and your value systems and your family or your home life. So this can be anything from you simply sprucing up the place and getting new painting, new furniture set, or beautifying your home in some way, shape, or form, or prioritizing family and family stuff, where you're working it out, you're working things through. So that's really nice. It leads us into the new moon in Aries on April 11th. So here is a new, fresh start, a fresh new chapter in your life opening in regards to your money, in regards to the money that you make from the skills that you've cultivated in yourself, as well as your value system. What do you care about? What's a priority? What is not a priority? What is not part of your value system? This is a powerful month to work all of that out and to initiate something new. So this could definitely be a new job coming in for you that not only does it bring you money and wealth, Pisces, but it adds to your self-esteem. The second house is also your self-esteem. So this is a huge boost. I'm so excited for you because Pisces, like sometimes your readings are like victim, or, so I'm just so happy for me to just like have some great news for you and to like say something, really like, So yes, as early as the 8th of April, you can experience a surge in your self-esteem because of how you're valued, because of what you are being asked to do or perform for a fee, for a service, for a commission, whatever this is. And that will continue. That's like from April 8th to the 26th. So that's a pretty good portion of the month, my dear Pisces. And bringing us to that end of the month, well, just really quick, I can't stress enough how powerful this is for you. Whatever's going on, Pisces, you can build this up over the next 6 months, but you have these 2 weeks in the middle of April to really push hard. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's very concentrated in your second house. It's just very concentrated, like the universe is all concentrated on making you feel better about yourself and creating income and creating wealth for yourself. So really go with it. Really go ride that as far as you possibly can. Okay, now on the 26th, we have the full moon in Scorpio. Ooh. And for you, this is your 9th house of growth experiences, broadening your horizons. This is a culmination of at least one growth experience for you, or one cycle of growth experiences for you. It's gnarly. It's going to be a gnarly energy. It's going to be a gnarly end of the month for all of us. So you're not singled out. It's like there's all this momentum for all of us with this new moon in Aries in those 2 weeks. And then we all come up against like this wall. And for you, Pisces, it's all the pressures coming down on your subconscious, your psychology, your psyche, your inner workings, your self-sabotaging behaviors, your secrets, institutions, 12th house stuff, okay? So there could be a crisis happening mentally. It could be a mental breakdown, like absolutely a mental breakdown, absolutely a mental crisis, absolutely a breakdown in communications. Specifically, the thing is that you just don't know what it's going to be. I get into it more. I get actually into the nitty gritty of the entire month, like week by week, almost day by day. In the extended, I do it on the artigan.com as well as the Patreon. However, my dear Pisces, just know that actually, I'm going to tell you what I think I told Sagittarius this as well. Prioritize mental health every single day, right when you watch this video. And what that means is check in with yourself, practice intellectual humility, ask yourself, what is the anxiety like, or what is the feeling? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? What are there racing thoughts? Is there a dominating thought or a dominating worry that you can't stop worrying about? Whatever it is, do what you need to do to calm yourself down and get out of that negativity, or get out of that stress, or get out of that anxiety, and take as long as you need to take to do it. So if it makes you late to some things, so be it. If it makes you miss events completely, so be it. That's what that means, to prioritize your mental health first, that you're not going to move forward in your day until you've taken care of your mental health needs. That's what I'm saying. That's going to be the most, and obviously I'm going to say to meditate, and that's going to be the most that you can do to prepare for the end of the month, because the end of the month is going to come down on you taking responsibility for your self-destructive behaviors, and you taking responsibility for what's been holding you back in life, and you taking responsibility for your growth and maturation, your process of individuation and maturity. Okay? It's okay. It's all going to be okay. I'm here every step of the way. I have my Patreon set up. I've got my website set up. So if you guys want to, you actually may be seeking that kind of thing out at the end of the month, where you want to dive in deeper into the deep end and learn more about yourself. So if tarot is interesting to you, and astrology is interesting to you, and my practical magic series is all about self-mastery, and we play around with telekinesis. We also do all kinds of other out-of-body things, like all kinds of stuff. So if that's interesting to you, check it out. It'll be there. And I am wishing you all the very best, and all of the signs, Aries through Pisces, have a wonderful, beautiful April, darlings, and I shall see you in May. Mwah.